Hi guys, welcome back to the show. Luis here with Green Zebra Gardening. Today we're going to go ahead and show you how you can save some money by fixing your own hoses and not just going out and buying a new one. Alright, stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and show you first how I did it. So basically, this is the end of the hose. This is the part we were having the issue with. I added this washer and it worked for a few days, but then it started leaking again. It was leaking water out from right here. But then the other day it started shooting off again. So you want to go ahead and use something like, this is a PVC pipe cutter, standard PVC pipe cutter. You can always use a nice thin blade or a nice heavy blade. You just got to be careful that one, you don't hurt yourself. Two, it's got to be a nice clean cut, so that's why I like this. So basically you just go in, I'm just going to chop off a little piece of the end here because I'm not going to use this anyways. This is a rubber hose, so this one I think it's a better thing that I have the heavier duty thing. But anyways, so this one basically would, let me show it to you here, would basically push it in here. Oh, can't see that. We basically just push it in. So what was recommended to me, or what I've seen in other videos, was you put the tip end of the hose, pretend this is the back end of the hose, you would heat up some water and put that in there just to make it a little more pliable, and then you would just push it through. I didn't do that, so I ended up this piece only got up to about right there, and so I still had this big gap right here, so that wasn't gonna work. Even if I had been able to do all that, let me show you this piece, even if it goes all the way up, see, it wouldn't have gone all the way up just because of the size. I can tell you that right now. I had to physically cut it off. This one comes with a piece that you would go ahead and then do this, and that is so much of a gap that it's insane. Get it closer to you. Yeah. So, and the screws aren't that big, so the screw may or may not have made it all the way through. I think this one would be better fit for a thinner hose. If you can see how thick that is, this is a 5/8 hose diameter, but the rubber itself, it looks like maybe a 1/4 of an inch or an 1/8 of an inch, so it's going to be too thick. It's going to work for your thinner standard green hoses, so that's not going to work. But the idea is, I'm going to show you here because I'm taking this one back. Well, actually, you can just do this. We're going to go ahead and put the screw in, put the other screw in. So the idea is that you're going to have the hose in here, you put the clamps over them, and you're just going to screw this in. Hopefully straight. Now the other one that I bought was this one. This is just basically a pressure one, where again you would just push it in. Tell me, this is our piece. You literally just push it all the way in, but it doesn't matter how much I pushed or how much I pushed, huffed and puffed. When I would turn on the water, this just would, the hose itself would just shoot out, and a whole lot of water came out of there. It's pretty funny. I do like the top piece on this. It does help and make for an easier screw onto the actual hose bib. But this one, it wouldn't. I think, again, this one, the hose in this case was just too thick. It might work better if you had a thinner, more standard hose. Yeah. But now let me go ahead and show you the one I did end up using, the one I'm keeping. So the one I ended up using was this one, obviously, but it's the same idea as this one, except this piece here where the hose goes into is a little thinner, just enough to where I was able to push the whole thing in. And this one comes with a little clamp. I watched, I don't know, 5 or 6 YouTube videos as to how I can repair the hose instead of buying a whole new one. And this one was said to be probably the easiest. The issue is that people didn't like it, and I don't like it for this reason, because the end piece over here, since it is one of these gasket types, or clamp types rather, it sticks out. And so if you're doing this on the other end of the hose, like where you have the water gun on it, or the hose nozzle, that metal piece is going to catch on stuff, and it's going to hurt like a punk. It's going to hurt real bad. But somebody made a good point, and I think I might link a couple more videos of people that really go into these down in the description below. And they said that, look, if it's going to be attached to the hose bib, which this is, and it's not really moving, you really shouldn't have that issue, especially if it's going on the female end here. Now if this was connecting two hoses, then yeah, I can still see how it would be an issue, but not on here. So I went ahead and attached both of them on here, or attached this one on here. There we go, it's a little better. And so I don't want to toss out my hose. I paid, I mean, granted the hose is a couple years old, but I don't want to spend any more money on buying a whole nother hose. I mean, I love the hose, but that's the problem. I mean, honestly, even with all the pieces I cut off, we only lost maybe like 4 inches. So we didn't lose very much of it. Considering this is a 75-foot hose, I'm not gonna, cry over, 4 or 5 inches. Anyways, so for my case, this is gonna be the better option. At least now I know that I can use it instead of having to buy a whole new hose. I didn't even realize, like, I'd seen these pieces in the stores, but I never really looked at them. But anyways, now I'm gonna turn this on. So as you can see, the main line is on. I have my timer over here. I'll turn this on. Alright guys, for basically $5 I fixed my hose. Yeah, the hose isn't the greatest in the world, but it's a heck of a lot better than spending 30 to 40 or even more than that on a new hose. And I really happen to like this hose. I like how thick it is and how heavy duty it is. I've had it for about 2 years, and if I can extend the life on it for even longer than that just by spending $5, why not? That's it. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit the notification bell, and go ahead and hit that and go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know if this video was helpful. I will go ahead and include some of the links for the different options on your hoses, on your hose couplers. Just be aware that you do need to make sure that you are getting the right size of those. Most standard hoses are going to be 5/8, which I believe this one is. The standard, I believe, across the board is 5/8, but I think they have a couple other sizes. And I'll go ahead and include some of the videos I found as to how to change these and as to how I got the idea and how to help. I also got a lot of help over from people over on Instagram. Initially, like I said earlier in the video, I went ahead and put just the new gasket on it, the little red one you saw, and it worked, and it really did need to be swapped out, but after a few days it got even worse, the leak. And so I said, you know what, forget this, let me just go down to Home Depot, pick it up, and we'll go ahead and figure out what we're doing to get this set up. But that's it. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.